everybody, my name's Helen, and today I'm going to do a NaNoWriMo update, and I'm going to tell you about my 24-hour read-a-thon. So first off, my first year ever taking part in NaNoWriMo, and I won. I won on the 28th. Now if you remember, I lost all of my words prior to the 13th. So I restarted writing on the 13th, which means until the 30th I only had 17 days to write 50,000 words instead of the actual 30 days. But I finished it 2 days early, which means that I wrote a novel in 2 weeks and 1 day. And I actually have a manuscript. My final word count goal in this manuscript was 51,059 words. It is 137 printed pages, single-spaced, size 12 font. Now, for the last 24 hours, Miranda from Bookss101 and Gary from BookNeedLove have been doing a 24-hour reading marathon, and they opened it up to anyone who wanted to take part, so of course, you know me, I jumped right in there, and I was like, yeah, it's gonna be mine. So I had to start a little bit later, because for when they were starting, Miranda was starting at midnight her time, and Gary was starting at 9 p.m. his time, which worked out to being 5 a.m. my time, the day before. Not only that, but I had a class later that day. So I ended up, instead of starting it when I should have to do it at the exact same time as them, I started it almost 12 hours later. I started at 3 p.m. my time, and I went until 3 p.m. today. And I actually did little sort of video documents of my time, so I'm gonna put those here. First read-a-thon update. It is almost 4 o'clock. I started reading actually about 45 minutes ago. I started a bit late. I'm reading Fallen by Lauren Kate, and I am on page 52. Update time. It's almost 5 o'clock. As you can probably tell, I took a shower, so that took up a bit of my reading time, but it was greatly needed. I am on page 81 of Fallen, so I'm making pretty good progress. Alright, it's almost 6 o'clock. I am on page 100 of Fallen. I would be a lot farther, but I was trying to order pizza for dinner online, and it turns out that I am pizza website challenged. It took me 40 minutes. It's 7 o'clock. I just finished having some dinner, so that was pretty good. I had some pretty delicious pizza. And I am on page 146 of Fallen. Alright, so we're just coming up on 8 o'clock. Again, I didn't have a full hour to actually read. I had a friend call me and she needed help, so I had to deal with that. I am on page 178 of Fallen, and now I'm entering the time where there shouldn't be any more interruptions. So hopefully the rest of this book will go by really quickly, and then I can move on to the next one. I love myself some coffee. It is 9 o'clock. I've officially had my first uninterrupted hour of reading. I am on page 222 of Fallen, which means that I am about halfway through. We're just coming up on 10 o'clock. And I did not read for the full hour this time. I took about a 15-minute break to drink more coffee. Oh, it's been a very long day for me. I've been up since about 5 o'clock this morning, so I needed to have a little bit extra caffeine. And I am on page 261 of Fallen. I'm about 60% through. Okay, we've just hit 11 o'clock, and I am on page 317 of Fallen. It's not actually quite midnight yet. It is 1:45. I just got a call from a friend who needs my help, so I'm on my way out. I'm hoping to be back before 1 o'clock, and hopefully I will be able to finish Fallen when I return. Alright, we're coming up at 1 o'clock, and I am officially on page 388 of Fallen. It is now 2 o'clock. I have officially finished Fallen by Lauren Kate. And I will now be beginning Insurgent by Veronica Roth. Yummy dinner. I'm just coming up to 3 o'clock, which means I am hitting the halfway point, and I am on page 27 of Insurgent by Veronica Roth. I only read for maybe 15 minutes of this hour because I had to make myself the... It's just hit 4 o'clock, and I am officially on page 87 of Insurgent. It is now 5 a.m., only 10 hours left of my 24-hour reading. I am on page 144 of Insurgent. I am moving along a lot faster than I was with Fallen, so that is good. It is now 6 a.m., only 9 hours left, and I am on page 206 of Insurgent. Okay, it is almost 7 o'clock, which means I have 8 hours left of my reading marathon. Oh, I'm on page 254 of Insurgent. My reading is starting to slow down a little bit because I'm getting a little bit sluggish, but I've already had 4 cups of coffee. Alright everyone, so I've officially hit 8 o'clock in the morning. I am on page 284 of Insurgent, and I have a colossal headache, so I'm actually going to take the hour from 8 until 9 off from... Hey, I know it's been a while. It is noon. I have missed 3 updates. I didn't do the 8 to 9 because I was taking my break. I didn't do the 9 to 10 because I fell asleep for 20 minutes. And those 20 minutes were right at 10 o'clock. And I just kind of missed the 11 o'clock update. So it is now noon. I've been just kind of reading on and off to try and keep my headache at bay. I am on page 376 of Insurgent. Hey y'all, it's 1 o'clock, which means that I have officially been reading for 22 hours, which means I have actually been awake for 28 hours. And I have officially hit the point where I'm so overtired that I'm starting to get hyper. So this should be interesting. I am on page 380 of Insurgent. I did not read much over the last hour. I have been busy with a lot of other things, but I will finish this by 3 o'clock. I will. Hey y'all, it's 2 o'clock, which means that I am finally into my last hour of my 24-hour read-a-thon. That's insane. I am on page... What page am I on? I am on page 436 of Insurgent, which means I have less than 100 pages left. I think I have a little less than 90. I have like 88 pages left. So I think I'll be able to get this done if I like really buckle down and just read for the hour, if I don't do anything else. And yeah, I'll see you with my last update in an hour. Just finished my final hour, finished Insurgent. It took me about 5 minutes longer than the actual 12 hours, or 24 hours, but I did it. As you probably saw in there, I managed to read 2 books in the 24 hours, which is not what I was hoping for. I actually had 4 books, which I had planned to read. The books I had planned to read were Fallen, Insurgent, Allegiant, and Mockingjay. As you probably saw from in the video, I was pretty sluggish through most of it. I normally read a lot faster than I did during those 24 hours. It took me 11 hours to finish Fallen, which is 452 pages. I can normally finish a book this size in like 5 hours, so I don't know what happened there. For the first half of this book, there were many interruptions, as you saw, but oh well, it was actually a decent book. I was a little bit annoyed by the main character, but we'll get into that with my wrap-up. And then the second book that I did manage to read, and this book took me, so again, 11 hours. It took me 11 hours to read Insurgent by Veronica Roth. The first half of this book I zoomed through, and then the second half I was just like, I'm reading. But again, we'll get into that with my wrap-up. So that's it. That was my adventures with NaNoWriMo and my 24-hour reading marathon. I will leave a link to Bookss101 down below so that you can check out her before video, and she should have an after video up soon if it's not up already. And I will see you soon with my November wrap-up and my December TBR.